Inshallah and Ashe, as always, divine wills blessings to you and for you on a fantastic Friday as we tidy up the seams of Virgo season and we move into Libra, which I associate Libra with our throat center, our subtle energetic center, using our voice, our spiritual truths, and some really curious gates in human design, I will say. I did have Spill the Tea today. Thank you for tuning in and joining me, those of you that were in the webinar live. I always like a little cozy session to where I can actually see you. That's always fun. And remember, Spill the Tea is always housed inside the Shamanic Healing Academy. All the replays are always there in case you missed the live show. So super exciting about that. Plus, the moon today is in Gemini, or moving there soon. I should maybe look at that. As a Gemini, I'm kind of a catty chatty here, or a chatty catty, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. But either way, if you are new to my show, my channel, I do go live every Friday. I do mini cowrie shell divinations. And cowrie shell divinations are an art of divination brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé. I'm a protege of his. I want to say he came into my peripheral, my sight, in the waking state, and then in dream state later. Either way, I've been working with Malidoma up until he transitioned and went into the ancestor world. So yeah, being a protege of his magic, his medicine, his wisdom, the culture of the Dagara people, bringing that ancient, I don't even know what to say, that medicine into the West for the Western world. And boy, do we need it, right? Getting back to our roots. So yes, I go live every Friday doing divinations, mini divinations. All you have to do is comment in the show notes, and then I move the shells on your behalf and ask the other world spirit a message to receive that would be helpful for you today. And even if you're nervous about divination or a question, I do find that those listening and tuning in, you're kind of on the same frequency because energy attracts energy. We law of attract the frequency we're frequenting. I witness this quite often myself. In all kinds of facets. So I will say that. So I don't know who's all here live. I guess I can move my little shit girler here. Okay, great. I can see a few people here joining me live. So yes, comment in the show notes. I do need your year of birth is always great. And the month. The reason being is because we all cycle through different cycles of life and seasons. And your month kind of is part of the foundation of your story and your gift and purpose, I find. So I like to include that. And also I bring in the energy of the year, the 4 pillars of Chinese astrology, plus the Dagara cosmology. I merge the two because to me, elements are elements. And there's always more than 5 elements, subtle elements included. So there is that. So while I'm waiting for people to comment in the show notes, just moving some cards, some messages. I do have my, what do you call it? My incense burning. Better move that a little bit. It's getting a little fun. There we go. It was really burning earlier, I will say. Get a little smoke going, clean the air, clean the vibration of my shells and possibly myself. All in fun, right? Everything's in fun. That's what we're here for. So yeah, if you're being shy, it's okay. I still will move the shells and see what's happening for us. I will be your muse. Pulled the muse card. So apparently I'm here to muse today, which is great. And in case you don't know, I do have a podcast. That's kind of funny. I'll find humor in that. Of course, I find humor in a lot of things. Uh-oh. It appears that my live show has exploded. What's going on? Did I lose connection? Oh my goodness. I don't like it when that happens. Let's go back here. Okay, it says that I'm still here. Goodness sakes. Well, I hope I'm still live. the universe will let me know, I guess, if I'm not. Let's go here and see. Curious indeed. Let me the adventures. You know, I will say they tried to talk me into other things as far as my internet goes. And I possibly should not have done that because it's annoying. Am I still live? Oh, Lordy. Might have to reboot. I guess I'm not live. Okay, I wonder if I can. Oh, it says I got 4 people, but where are you watching me from? YouTube? Let's go there. Okay, well, go ahead and chat. Join me live. Guess I'm not live. Okay, I wonder if I can. Oh, it says I got 4 people, but where are you watching me from? YouTube? Let's go there. There we go. Okay, well, I don't have anyone streaming with me, so this is always exciting. Chat. Oh my goodness. Well, we do what we can, right? Guess I'm not live. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself there, quiet myself down. Yeah, it's always fun when we go live. That's all I can say. So I'm going to change the screens. And where do I go? There I am. Okay, so Divination. Move myself up there. So basically, what I do is you comment in the show notes your birth year and your month, and then I move the shells after invoking the world of spirit. I call in my spirit team, your spirit team, and then I read the shells. So yeah, we might have to call today's show short as we're having internet issues, which is never fun. Definitely, right? There is that opportunity. So sometimes people join me live, sometimes they do not, like anything, but it does appear that I have lost my Facebook stream. And that is no fun, being amused. So we might have to be a little bit more amusing today. But either way, I always like to move the shells. I feel like there's a lot happening in the world for us and to us as well, as we are in a new month pillar. The rooster on the month. We've left the monkey. We're in the rooster. And then eventually we'll get into the dog days of October in the Libra season. But either way, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me as we got cut short. That is the worst. But either way, let's move the shells. And this already tells me that we've got boundary issues that are actually outside of us. These are literally probably from a different space altogether, a different dimension. Or in the future, boundaries. We're coming into boundaries as a collective. And we're in a great place of change, and some wisdom is going to come about for going through the change, getting organized around that as well. But it's right on the line of like the change that's happening for us. It's going to be something abrupt, shaky, unexpected. And of course, this all comes from the eclipse we just had. And it's literally right in between both eclipses, the lunar and the solar. So yeah, it's this unexpected, abrupt transformation that clears the path to literally reconcile the world basically from a whole different perspective. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. But something is blocking us from navigating our own flow. It's like the flow gets going and then it abruptly gets stopped as it's moving forward. So I see some, I don't want to call it cataclysmic kind of changes, but there's something that's going to shake shake the field, the astral field, the emotional field. It's like, is this the way we want to be moving into the future? It's kind of what I'm sensing just looking at everything. But it's the conversation. I mean, the boundary is actually with I'm just going to go with, are we hearing the truth? Is there authenticity in the words? Are we hearing lies? Is there gossip? Where's the deceit? Or are people in spiritual alignment and spiritual integrity? This is all coming from over here, but it's also like listening to spirit, our spirit guides, angels, those kinds of beings as well. And the circuitry is actually getting reconfigured to bring in more fun, more joy, more dancing, more poetry, more flow. And literally, it's like bathing off the old, getting off the mud and the murk and the sticky and the tacky, getting it all off of us so we can literally come home to a safer, more majestic foundation. So there's a lot of change that's happening. We need to open a door to some otherworldly kind of creativity, maybe vision it, imaginate it, visualize it, to bring it into the physical world. And also relationships. Being in, maybe there's a logical side of somebody who's got some logical information, some solid, safe foundation, feeling secure, coming into your relationship stratosphere. I always say relationships, there's a variety of kinds. We can have emotional relationships, somebody who's our emotional foundation, business relationships, partnerships at work, social group. I mean, there are so many kinds of relationship besides just marriage and contracts. We can create all kinds of contracts in relationships, right? Relationship with the bank, the car dealership. So it's those kinds of things. So there's some kind of logical transformation or transition, I want to say. Transaction is the word I'm looking for, in a partnership. So it feels kind of like a contract with that, but we do need to work on our boundaries. Make sure you read the fine print before you sign on the dotted line. So that is what I'm saying there as well. And it appears I still have people tuning in. I've lost my Facebook connection, which is fine. It's happened before, right? Life is hilarious. So there is that. And again, if you want me to move the shells on your behalf, all you have to do is comment in the show notes and give me your birth year in your birth month. And that's kind of how it is. I do find at the end of every season, when I go live on Fridays, people are a little bit more nervous. I think it's because the energy is in the high degrees at the end of a season. And sometimes it's like the tested energies of like, what do I feel I can commit to? What do I feel I can act upon? It's like listening to our feelings first and then seeing what's outside of us that's happening. It's like being in observership in our authenticity. So yeah, I'm going with all of that as well. Anybody want to share anything else besides my rambling as I play with my incense? Just saying. I am going to a bees game tonight, if anybody wanted to know. That'll be exciting. The last one in Utah, I guess. They're closing down the field. So there is that. Alrighty. Well, since you're all being shy today and I'm having internet issues, which I'll work on over the weekend, get a hold of the good old internet people and tell them this is not acceptable. I cannot function in a world like this. So with that, as always, I say ashe and blessings. Now, I am not seeing you. Where are you six watching me from? Because I am not seeing you on my page. Libra season. See more. Nope. I think you're all watching me on YouTube. It must be YouTube, which is fantastic. Like, I really don't always get action on YouTube, so I appreciate that. So yeah, so every Friday, if you don't know, I go live, I stream live, and I do mini cowrie shell divinations. And I include often the 4 pillars. That's why I want to know your month, because that's the season you're born into, which actually creates a whole new flavor on your gift and your purpose. And we all come with a gift and a purpose. We all arrive with a talent to share the world. So I kind of look into that and give you some guidance on my live show every Friday, 3 p.m. Mountain Time if you're new. And again, all you have to do is comment on the show. And since we're having internet mishaps, the test of all tests, I'm just going to play with the Fae for a minute and see what the Fae have to say about that. I always say things happen for us, not to us. So interference, there must be a message that the universe or something, I'll say, something outside of myself doesn't want to have or be heard or said. That often happens. Interference, right? Ever experienced interference? Something, a hiccup comes out of left field that you weren't expecting. Often, that does happen. Sometimes my cats jump up on the scene, so it's all worth it. Oh yeah, iris of the rainbow. So iris of the rainbow, like you're gonna get that. I don't want to call it a loving feeling, but it's a feeling you can believe in. And just be mindful of it. It might be something that you've experienced or felt before, but it's going to assist with getting into the flow. And she's like the rainbow, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's kind of how I see her in the fall. So it's like the harvesting at the end of the rainbow. Remembering a past experience, possibly, of that. And then we have Sylvanus, which is, oh my God, these guys are like brother and sister. One is like, okay, so she's of the watery realm. This is like of the earth. This is actually all the realms. What am I saying? I was just seeing, maybe you can't see the totem. The totem, look at that guy. It's like all the elementals all on one messenger. Look at them all. They're all sitting there. Woo, this is great. But this is like, where do I believe I belong? And is it aligned with my spirit space? I wonder if I'm getting all these threes because we're at the end of Virgo season and we're like shedding the old in order to become something new out into the future. I kind of feel that. So definitely go to the water. Oh, and then of course Indy, he is like juggling between worlds, but he also is the throat center. So it's like, you know, the illusion. So just being mindful. Oh my gosh, no. This is another 3. Look at all those 3s. That is wild. And Libra. So yeah, it's time that we open up the door to unlimited beliefs and open up to new possibilities. I'm just going to say yes, and what else? That's kind of the energy of the weekend. Taking that all in. And if it doesn't resonate with your heart space, then the answer is no. No means new opportunities. Just saying. That's that. So, since I don't have anybody tuned in or commenting, maybe you are commenting and I can't see, you know, there could be that opportunity. But either way, I'll be back next Friday and hopefully we get some live interaction because that always makes it more fun. So thanks for tuning in. Sorry for all my energetic hiccups, but I believe everything happens for a reason. The universe always works in our flavor. Ashe, blessings.